Hey, I just want to remind you that you're not alone, even if you're feeling alone. And in fact, if you stop and think about it, you'll probably realize that feeling lonely has a lot less to do with being around people and more to do with feeling connected. And so I've felt more lonely sometimes when I'm around people because I don't feel like I'm connecting to them. And also, at times I feel very connected to this whole universe, even when I'm not around other people. So my feeling of connectedness has more to do with my own internal alignment and less to do with the external world. So I think I just want to remind you and myself, because I sometimes still find myself thinking a pattern of thought, which is familiar, which I've thought quite a bit in my life. It's familiar because I've thought it a lot in my life, kind of habitually, which is, well, sort of that age-old notion. This is how I know that I'm not alone in feeling it, because there's like songs and rhymes about it. Things like, nobody loves me, might as well go eat worms, or, I just can't connect with people, or people just never respond to me or give me the feedback I want, or nobody wants to touch me, nobody wants to talk to me. And those kind of thoughts, although they're common, are not very productive. I think the only productive thing in them, again, like, I'm not trying to say they're wrong and we shouldn't have them, because clearly we do have them frequently, many of us at least. I do, and I know I'm not the only one. So more and more, though, I'm learning that if I can recognize when I'm having those feelings, that that's a pattern that I have cultivated in myself and that I no longer wish to cultivate because it's not bringing me closer to my goals, then I can use that as a trigger, that kind of negative feeling of anxiety or angst or loneliness or dissatisfaction with my circumstances. I can, instead of just kind of ruminating in that, I can use that as a trigger to think, examine, kind of turn around internally and think, okay, what is really at the heart, the root, the gut of this feeling? What do I need? What does my body need? What does my mind need? What is my body, my life lacking? Where am I out of alignment with who I think I want to be? And in that way, that feeling can be really helpful. Now, it's unpleasant and interestingly, I think I have caught myself diving into that unpleasantness, those unpleasant feelings in my life fairly often. And as I've now started to pay more attention to that, I'm kind of fascinated by that self-sabotaging, self-injury kind of tendency that a lot of us have. Maybe it comes from some childhood belief that I haven't really uprooted yet. I know there's a lot of religious foundations to that. But in any case, I've decided, at least at this point, that does not serve me well to think about that beyond recognizing it. Once I recognize that I'm kind of having a negative thought pattern, having a negative feeling because of a self-limiting belief, which a belief is just thoughts that we repeat, right? So if I'm repeating a thought that's not serving my greater good, that's self-limiting, that's making me feel bad, then as soon as I recognize that, I can look at what am I trying to get? What am I trying to trick myself into is one thing I look at, because I just know myself, and I'm kind of a tricky person sometimes with myself and with others. And so if I can look at, okay, is it just that I want more, attention? Is it that I want more alone time? Is it that I want a conversation with somebody? Is it that I need touch? Is it that I need to eat something? Which, that reminds me, I need to go do that soon. Do I need some sunlight? Do I need to pet an animal? Do I need to do something nice for someone else? These are questions I start to ask myself. Maybe I need a hot bath. Maybe I need to exercise, take a walk. all those are tools that I know that I can use to feel better, create something. This is something I concluded lately. I haven't been as creative as I like to be lately, and that starts to make me feel anxious and angsty, and if I'm not careful, I will turn that feeling unconsciously on to other people in my life and think that they're not giving me what I need, when really it's me who's not asking for or getting or allowing receiving of what I need. So that's what I'm thinking about right now. I hope some of that maybe helps you. It helps me to mull it through with you. So let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts about self-sabotage and that tendency that we tend to have to try to get our needs filled in unhealthy ways sometimes that actually make things worse. I find this interesting. It's something I'm working on. Let me know if you're working on it and how it's going, if you have any tips or tools or tricks for me. And until next time, peace, prosperity, positivity, and playfulness.